Hello everybody. Welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having a fantastic day. And without further ado, let's jump right into it. There's of course a lot of really weird news in the news today. The native token of the metaverse project Decentraland has been increasing over the past couple of days, and I mentioned before, I could not find any news as to why this was happening, but guess what? I found it. Since the 30th of December, after the price hit 28 cents, Mana has seen 14 out of 16 days in the green. The news is the 2023 Australian Open is a Grand Slam tennis tournament hosted at Melbourne Park. And the first round starts on the 16th of January, going until the 29th of January of this year. It will be the 111th edition of the Australian Open, the 55th in the Open era, and the first Grand Slam of the year. Here's a tweet for it right here. In a tweet posted on the official Decentraland Twitter account, the Australian Open Metaverse, AO Metaverse, has returned to Decentraland. AO Metaverse and Vegas City, the Metaverse's entertainment destination and the largest commercial zone in Decentraland, have scheduled a Twitter space for the 17th of January to share details about the 14-day extravaganza of the Australian Open 2023. So I assume, the first portion of it is, if we got explicit news that Decentraland has partnered with the Australian Open, I assume that would cause a lot of people to get really hyped because the Australian Open is not a tiny thing. And they also are performing events and stuff like that also within the metaverse. The second part of it is, over the past few days, Decentraland surged and on Friday became one of the best performing assets since the start of the year. The proliferation of partnerships agreements is one of the primary forces at work behind the current uptrend in the cost of Mana. Mana has recently formed a cooperation with Polygon, which runs its own sidechain on Ethereum. Their sidechain can be utilized by scenes, to support transactions that are both quick and have very low cost. The agreement apparently between Decentraland and Polygon will allow gamers to conduct transactions using Mana on top of Polygon, view their current Mana balance on Polygon, and transfer Mana from the main chain into Polygon as well. Additionally, because these are handled via meta transactions, the participants do not need to switch networks on their browser in order to operate on Polygon. This is a huge amount of convenience. If you've ever swapped between Polygon and Ethereum mainnets before and you're trying to swap coins and do this, it takes a long time. It's not the most strenuous thing in the entire world, but it's also not the most convenient as we would see or would expect around this time in the cryptocurrency space. So Polygon has a lot of new partnerships. I assume the partnership with Polygon and Decentraland and also the thing with the Australian Open has been a real mover-upper for at least the price of Decentraland. We also saw that Sandbox was also moving up as well over the last couple of days. They were moving up more than other coins in general. So if other coins were going up by 4 or 5%, these metaverse coins were going up by 18, 25% at the exact same time. This is, once again, let us not forget, this is supposed to be the year that a lot of large company metaverses are also going to be launching. So I think the generalized hype is kind of just also there. We are expecting a lot of, I don't know if you saw the thing that I posted on Twitter. Disney's also supposed to be launching their own metaverse, or at least they're expected to do so. The head of Disney's talking about how bullish he is on the metaverse and on NFTs and all this other stuff. So something large is coming. And I think that this is why we are seeing a large amount of this movement in the cryptocurrency space in anticipation of money that may end up then flowing into our market. That's the Decentraland has partnered with Polygon and the Australian Open News. It makes sense. Yeah. Let's move on. Also in news that we were talking about before, but we finally have clarification on it. Shiba Inu's gigantimous token supply is about to get a massive cut once the much-awaited and anticipated Shibarium network launches. This is according to their Twitter handle. So we had news a couple of days ago that the rumor was that the Layer 2 solution for Shiba Inu was going to launch. And then we had news explicitly that the Layer 2 scaling solution was going to actually be a thing. I believe it's sometime this month. That's kind of the idea. But one of the confusions was why there were so many whales who were actually accumulating huge amounts of Shiba Inu over the idea that there was just going to be a Layer 2 solution. And then the news was also that apparently this is also going to allow them to have NFTs. There's rumors that they're going to have their own metaverse and also going to have their own decentralized exchange. And there we go. And smart contracts as well. So part of the issue is that Shiba Inu has way too many coins. That was a very long why because of, they have trillions of coins. Over the last couple of months, maybe I'll even give it half of a year, we've heard explicitly nearly every single day that there's some type of a Shiba Inu coin burn that's going on. There are a bunch of institutions. There's like a music studio who's also burning coins. It's some really weird stuff that's going on out there. So adding on to that news, why it made sense, why Shiba Inu's price has been going up the last couple of days is according to the post from the Shiba Inu team, each transaction, every single transaction on Shibarium, the Layer 2 scaling solution, will also be burning SHIB as well. Exactly. They said, while on our last post, we wanted to remind everyone that Bone serves as the required gas token for operability within Shibarium, we also would now like to formally announce that each Shibarium transaction will burn SHIB, end quote. This is going to be massive. I assume this is going to be really big. We always get news. You've seen it before. Shiba Inu's burn rate is up by 3,400%. Shiba Inu's burn rate just rose by 558% over the course of the last hour. It's always something grand and insane and large, and everyone's going completely insane over it. So not really much more to actually, if you will, cover on that. Oh, the news that we also had is that apparently Binance... No, what was it, Binance? No. There's another new proposal that's also being released or being voted on that's going to stop coins that were burned from being reminted, which I also thought was a joke, but nope, that's also a thing. I'm not even sure how they got to that point. So yeah, that's the sliver, if you will, of Shiba Inu news. It's always in the news. I can't wait till this Layer 2 solution comes out so it can not be in the news anymore because everyone's completely losing their mind over it. So at some point, we're going to be hearing daily there's 100 million, 349 million Shiba Inu being burned per day. Let's hope their coin continues to rise. That's the Shiba Inu news. And yeah, let's move on. So I want you to understand that this is probably my favorite news story of the day. And I mean unequivocally, like there's no hiding it at this point. According to two distinct presentations, Su Tzu and Kyle Davies, the founders of the now defunct crypto hedge fund 3 Arrows Capital and crypto exchange CoinFlex, are now seeking to raise $25 million in order to launch a new crypto exchange known as GTX. Throw it out there. Can anyone tell me why this is the dumbest thing you've ever heard in your entire life? I mean, it's almost really, really clear. Like, I mean, it is, for those of you who were not here last year, lucky you, because you missed all the fiascos that we had within the cryptocurrency space. So, before FTX collapsed and everyone could blame everything on it, there were a number of institutions, a number of hedge funds, a number of companies who collapsed and fell apart. We know about it because I do daily news here. Yep, I make a video or two every single day. The interesting part is that we followed a saga last summer that followed a large number of companies who allegedly, we were not there, but we were told by multiple sources that apparently due to an alleged misallocation or miss something of funds, they went bankrupt, and tons of people also lost their money along with them. Have a little tab right here just in case a lot of you don't remember. This is an article from the 25th of July of last year. Three Arrows Capital, a Singapore-based crypto hedge fund that at one point managed over $10 billion worth of assets, became one of the many firms that went bankrupt during the bear market. However, the fall of Three Arrows Capital wasn't purely a market-driven phenomenon. As more information surfaced, the collapse looked more and more like a self-inflicted crisis brought upon by an unchecked decision-making process. To put it concisely, the hedge fund made a series of large directional trades in Grayscale's Bitcoin Trust, Luna Classic, and staked Ether, and borrowed funds from over 20 large institutions. The May crypto crash led to a series of spiral investment collapses from the hedge fund. The firm went bust, and then the loan defaults have now led to a mass contagion in crypto. No. See, one of the really big problems is that you can't keep blaming your bankruptcy on other people. Part of the trend of 2022 was if something went wrong, you blamed it on them. Who's them? Who are they? Exactly. That's the point. So by the time that FTX collapsed, and I make sure to show you this every single day so that you simply don't think I'm making up stuff because I'm trying to get more views or more clout or whatever the people are saying these days. Every time that one of these companies collapsed, 9 out of 10 times we got news that it was because of wink mismanagement of funds. Someone was doing something they shouldn't have, ended up trading with customer funds as collateral, ended up going bankrupt, and they kept on saying, oh my gosh, it's the bear market. The bear market did it. And if there weren't bears outside in the street, we would have never lost this much money. By the time we got to November, every single company was saying, oh no, Sam Bankman-Fried, you Batman villain, I can't believe you did this. So I wanted to make sure that you see this on the screen and that you understand the date that it came from and also the news that was attached to it. We can all agree that Three Arrows Capital was a hedge fund that went bust, went belly up, collapsed, and lost all of its money. Once again, Tsu and Kyle Davies, the founder of the now defunct crypto hedge fund Three Arrows Capital, are trying to raise $25 million in order to launch a new crypto exchange called GTX. Yeah, see, it sounds stupid, doesn't it? I know. Once I gave you the other information, this one makes a lot more sense now. You might not remember, there was a point last year, and it almost gave me a literal headache when I saw the title. There was a point around December where Sam Bankman-Fried, I think, had just been taken back to America, or I don't remember what the timeline was. But he announced that he was trying to raise money. He announced that he was thinking of trying to raise money to make a new cryptocurrency exchange so that when that one got up and running, he could use the extra money that he made from that to repay people. The amount of people I saw on Twitter who were like, where do I sign up for this? I don't think the word extraordinary even begins to describe it. If any one single human being puts their money into this new crypto exchange called GTX, I don't know what to tell you. I will not wish ill on anyone, but I will say this. If you lose your money again, don't knock on anyone's door. Don't say you didn't know. Don't say you were confused. The audacity you have to to go bankrupt and collapse and then have the nerve. Oh, just wait till you hear what they're trying to do. To even think of trying to make another cryptocurrency exchange. The new exchange will focus on trading bankruptcy claims, filed by crypto enterprises like Mt. Gox, Celsius, BlockFi, and FTX. Can you believe it? The announcement of the fundraising comes 2 months after the collapse of FTX, which left more than 1 million debtors without their money, according to the pitch deck. The new exchange makes use of the current circumstances by providing depositors with the opportunity to transfer their FTX claims to GTX and earn immediate credit in the form of a brand new token that they're trying to create, trying to get you to buy, called USDG. They're going to create a brand new coin for you to use. I mean, what? How? The name of the exchange is a play on FTX, and they're doing it GTX because it begins with G and comes after F. Wow, the audacity. GTX intends to fill the void in the crypto market and enter the stock securities lending sector, which is estimated to be worth $2 trillion. Mark Lamb and Sudhu Arumugam, the founders of CoinFlex, cryptocurrency exchange that is in the process of restructuring, have joined forces with Three Arrows Capital to form a partnership. If anyone who listens to this channel puts their money into this, I can't help you. There's a coin that we heard about last year that I kept on telling you for 14 months was garbage. That coin collapsed when we had information that they had ties to something that also imploded. That coin the last 2 weeks has been pumping in price, and I can only imagine how greedy you have to be to pick up dog crap off the street and try to paint it gold. I cannot imagine. The problem is, these people are going to get their $25 million. They're going to start a brand new exchange, and people are going to start using it. I don't ever want to be in that mental state where I can even think of being like, well, I mean, they punched me in the face before. I mean, they wouldn't do it again, right? I don't. It's the same exact thing. Remember last year? Remember? Hey, yeah, you. Remember last year when Terra Luna collapsed, and then we got a brand new team who made Terra Luna Classic, but the guy who allegedly caused Terra Luna, the original coin, to collapse, announced that he was going to start a new venture. He was trying to raise some money, and then even had the nerve to announce that he wanted to merge Terra Luna Classic and Terra Luna into a brand new coin. And luckily the community was like, no, thank you, sir. Please go back into the hole from whence you came. That's the Three Arrows Capital that collapsed, is trying to raise more money to get your money. News. What a life to be a time. Yeah. Let's move on. Also in the news, this one's, have you ever seen those things where those movies where they're trying to figure out who the criminal is, and they have the world map, but they're you have the pins and then they have the strings on it, and everyone is matched up to everyone else. It's kind of that general idea. The XRP community, apparently a document was circulating around from the Central Bank of Uruguay in which Ripple was mentioned 7 times. It's currently causing a stir. Why not? The document dates back to the 7th of March of last year, but is said to have been published less than a week ago on the website of the Central Bank of Uruguay, or the BCU, where it can currently still be found. First, someone named Rafael Aguirre Menendez from Uruguay reported the news, which was spread a little later by Ido Farina, the CEO of Alpha Lions Academy. The detailed role of Ripple is still not fully clear. However, the document reveals that the central bank registered Ripple partner Latam Software SAS as a money transfer company and granted it the right to outsource several services specifically to Ripple. As a result of the review by the Superintendents of Financial Services of the BCU, signed by Patricia Fabiana Tedusco, it states that Latam Software SAS has provided all the information required by the regulations in force for the purposes of requested registration as a money transfer company, and it has other information around there. The document said that the Mexican company Mati Technologies met the requirements for the provider of the technological platform used for the KYC process. The BCU authorities, Latam Software SAS, uses RippleNet's platform based on a contract with Ripple Services, Inc. The purpose is described as the exchange of information between correspondents. It says that the requirements to authorize the company to contract Ripple Services, Inc. for the use of its RippleNet platform used for the exchange of information between correspondents and its subcontracting with the provider Amazon Web Services for the hosting of the information in the clouds on servers in London, England, under the terms of the Ripple Master Hosted Services Agreement signed on the 12th of March, 2021 are met. Basically, in a gigantically weird nutshell, people have found documentation that they think is linking Ripple to the Central Bank of Uruguay. The idea being, as many years ago, before Ripple became some other type of a company, their main goal was apparently working with countries around the world to either get them to use XRP or use them for remittances or some sort of way. But we've also been hearing over the last, it's just a lot going on. So people keep connecting dots that maybe are not there, but the words are there, so you can't say that they're not there because people have seen the documents and these are the words from the documents. We just simply have not heard from the government of Uruguay, but I guess it's kind of all there. We just need more clarification as it stands at the moment. So the news is people found information, they ran away with it, and apparently they've been using Ripple company that's also using XRP as a payment option as a money transfer company for Uruguay or something like that. I know it's a lot. All right. Let's move on. Also it's a little bit dystopian. The Seoul, that is Seoul in South Korea, metropolitan government has launched its metaverse Seoul project, allowing residents of the South Korean capital to access city services in a virtual environment. In a 16th of January press briefing, Seoul Mayor Oh Si-hoon, that is OHSEHOON, announced the launch of the first phase of Metaverse Seoul following beta testing of the project. According to the mayor, the online environment will be a place of communication for citizens of the capital city, allowing them to virtually visit many of Seoul's attractions. If you live there, why would you do that? Access official documents, file certain complaints, and receive answers to questions on filing municipal taxes, because I'm pretty sure people would love to buy a headset to be able to go into a metaverse to stand in line to ask, because anyway, I was listening to something, and basically what's happening is that a lot of these countries, so there are multiple countries right now who are trying to create their own metaverse. I don't know, it's no one's, why would you? And they're trying to do this in an effort to basically get ahead of the metaverses that are supposed to be launched over the course of this year. But all the government ones are just run by people who work inside the metaverse. So imagine, hear me out here. My idea of asking a technical question inside of the metaverse is more like, I don't feel like going outside and standing online somewhere for 45 minutes or calling anyone. Let me go into the metaverse and get my answer immediately. But the problem is that a lot of these countries aren't even using AI to answer the questions. They're hiring people, and they're the people who you have to literally stand in line in the metaverse to ask. You see what it just doesn't make any sense. Why launch this unless you had fully backed AI in some sort of way to actually answer the questions. You're going to hire someone who could have been working inside of an office, but now they're working in their home with a headset on them, waiting for people to digitally stand online to answer a question? See, it sounds really stupid. Here's a tweet for it right here. It looks like a PlayStation 1 game. Like, it doesn't look cool. It doesn't look interesting. I can clearly tell that this is, some bad computer graphics. The city's government reportedly spent around $1.6 million for the first phase of the metaverse project. According to O, who's the mayor, the second phase will involve making metaverse Seoul more accessible to senior citizens who may have trouble commuting to city offices in person. Are you going to give the senior citizen headsets? Show of hands, how many senior citizens do you know are going to be going onto a metaverse to ask someone questions? Oh, none of them? Right. More than 17% of South Korea's population is more than 65 years old as of last year. Jeez Louise. And that's not even that bad. If you get a chance, when you talk about the retirement crisis for younger people, and also the flip side, like the literal retirement crisis for people who are actually older, there are a lot of countries that are going to be struggling in the coming years because the population is rapidly aging. Rapidly. Look it up. It is going to blow your mind because with new technology, it is quite easy for people to live to be over the year of 100. A lot of young people aren't even finding jobs anymore, and it's young people that pay into the Social Security and retirement accounts of older people. It's going to get rough. South Korea has one of the fastest internet connectivity speeds in the world and has led some of the initiatives around the metaverse and the blockchain adoption as the space grows. Cool. Not many people will be using this. I can't imagine. I cannot. But also, in 1999, I could not have imagined a world where I would be talking into a microphone, talking to all of you as you are traveling around the world. So who knows? In 10, 15 years, we might all be standing in line waiting to ask questions about municipal taxes or to file complaints. So that seems a little bit terrible, but I don't think we have an actual choice. That's the South Korea has launched their metaverse. I think the other one was Dubai. I don't think Japan wanted to do one. I think Miami and New York were talking about it or something like that, but that would be terrible. Can you imagine? That would be the worst. That'd be a complete debacle. And there was another country as well. So, woo! Can't wait to not use those. All right. Let's move on. Also, in just a public service announcement to everyone out there. On Sunday, an NFT influencer and blogger by the name of, NFT God, also known as Alex, reported that on January 14th, his personal and professional accounts were compromised, leading to the theft of his NFTs and digital assets. He tweeted, "Last night, my entire digital livelihood was violated. Every account connected to me, both personally and professionally, was hacked and used to hurt others. Less importantly, I lost a life-changing amount of my net worth." Alex explained that he clicked a sponsored ad on Google when trying to download, OBS. The link included malicious software, which created a backdoor for the hackers. He discovered the hack after a series of phishing tweets were posted from his account. He apparently lost 19 Ether, a Mutant Ape Yacht Club NFT worth around 16 Ether, and other NFTs as well. The attackers funneled and swapped the funds from unknown tokens on the fixed float decentralized exchange. This is more of and I say this to you at least 4 times a week, ledgers are an option. There is a link in the description below. I have a very good friend of mine. For those of you who missed it a couple of months ago, I was also robbed. All my NFTs that I had on OpenSea, gone. Just completely washed away. And I was telling this to my friend, and he reminded me you can also put NFTs onto ledgers as well, as they are an ERC, some other type of token. Please make sure that all your money is not in one place. I know that it is often quite convenient to have it this way, to have all your money on one website that you can go to access. Do not be in my situation or the situation of many other people where you have something taken away from you and that is all that you have. Please understand there are many other options. We are not living in 1992 anymore. You do not have to have everything on one platform, on one different space. I recommend to you all the time. I would recommend to have multiple ledgers. I have multiple ledgers and also have your money and also your NFTs across multiple different platforms, also on different ledgers as well. Do not be like me. It is not worth it. I promise you, these keep happening all the time. So make sure to protect yourself. Rightio. I do hope that you've all enjoyed. Do hope that you all are having a great day, morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I do hope it's absolutely fantastic. Thank you all, every single one of you, once again, for liking, commenting, subscribing, just even being here. It means a lot to me. Thank you all once again, and I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.